Hello, this is my Pro Tools tutorial video. I am going to try to put more and more videos out on my YouTube channel, and I'm not exactly sure what to put on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to start off with what I use every day, which is Pro Tools. So I'm making little tutorials. I'm going to try to post those on this channel as much as I can. This first one is just a test run of me testing the computers, the camera, the audio, everything just overall, and then putting it together, editing it somehow, and then literally posting it, like uploading it to YouTube. I mean, there's other little videos there on that channel, but they're just like whatever. This is actually me trying to stay on a schedule of making them and posting them, editing, and just doing the whole thing. This one's very simple, just a little Pro Tools click tutorial. I'm sure it's whatever, but it helped me test, and if you learn anything from it, great. If you don't, yeah, I'm gonna be posting hopefully a bunch of tutorials on this channel. I also have a bunch of stuff that I recorded back in the day. A bunch of stuff with my kids. It's like these podcasts that we recorded. It's only audio. I don't have video, but it's kind of funny, and I just have them there, so might as well put them up and see what happens. I also have some podcasts that I recorded at the studio. As I was testing for the podcasts that I record there, I just had to set up and test, run, everything just to make sure everything was happening and working. So I just grabbed a bunch of guys around from the studio and just shoved them in a room and the booth, and then we just went and we recorded for a while. They turned out pretty funny, so I might as well post those as well. I think that's it. What else is going on? I don't know. My Facebook account got hacked into from someone in Japan. I guess they wanted to check on my Facebook, so they did. And that's it. Hopefully the Lakers will lose tomorrow. Oh, yeah, no, Kobe, out, get out. Clippers lost, so that's a bummer. But I think that's it. We won't get into baseball because my Angels suck right now. And the Dodgers, but whatever. So this is my first video of these Pro Tools tutorials, and if it helps you in any way, great. And if it doesn't, sorry. Hopefully I will make some more that do, or if you know everything about Pro Tools, then this isn't for you. But I'm going to try to post these videos as much as I can. Try to make some cool stuff, maybe with the kids, around the house, just to start posting stuff on YouTube. Cool. All right. I am going to show you today, very simple, how to create a click track for if you're writing a song or something along those lines. This would be very simple, very quick little tutorial on click track. Cool. I'm gonna create a new session here. So you just call it click, and we're gonna put it in my folder just for now. Cool. So here's your basic Pro Tools windows, edit window and mix window. Here I usually run everything like this. Expand it, I see all that stuff. Obviously I have the real estate here, I can see it on the screens. Then I'll just create a quick one audio track. Actually, an aux track would be cool. I don't like to see a lot of the stuff that I'm not using. Like there's this universe thing, I never use it, so I just hide that away. Don't want to see that. Depending on what I'm doing, if it's either music or video stuff or voiceover stuff, there's some of the stuff you don't really need. Like obviously for click we'll need bars and beats, minutes, seconds, sure, for the length of the song, tempo, cool, meter, sure, why not. What else is in there? Time code, feet, frame samples, markers, and yeah, depends on if you're dropping markers as you're going by, and I'll explain all this stuff as we do more of these, hopefully. So the thing today would be click tracks. I don't know what software you're running. I'm sure if some of you are viewing this and you already know what click track is, fine, great. Don't be mean or anything. This is for those who do not know about how to set up a click track, or simple. I'm just testing this. I'm testing this with my camera. I'm testing this with this thing and the other thing. So here we go. Click track. Okay, you can. It's an insert, so you can select it and either TDM or TAS, whatever. It's in here. Click is instrument. Where is it? It is TDM. Sorry. Instrument. Click. There it is. Click track. Now I've just put that on an audio track. You can also put that on an aux track, and the fastest way to do it in most hopefully you have newer versions of this Pro Tools software, you can just create a click track under the track drop down menu. There it is, click track. Over here on the mix window, I also do not like to see colors for some reason. And I don't need to see mic pre's because I don't have any that I control from Pro Tools. So there you go. Click track. You can actually play it and see what it does. There's click track. The click track that I like to use, the sound is cowbell. And I usually don't set it to accents. I just do this because when I am recording anything, why is that so low? Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. It's the, I don't know, for some reason I just find that easiest to work with. The other ones I can't actually tell if it's hitting on the downbeat for some reason. It's just weird to me, the MPC click and all that stuff. It's just a little bit weird. This is the one I prefer to use. So there's your click track. You can change tempo here where it says tempo. You click on this little star or whatever it is. Here's your tempo. Go slow. You can go faster. You can go way faster. Whatever. There's your time, your tempo. Cool. You can change the meter. We won't get into that right now. This is just simple click. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. There it is. Now you can say you're doing it at I don't know, 80 BPM, and it's this slow. Some people can play to that and some people not. Some people need it to be twice as fast. So you can do the math and just to put it at 160, or you can switch it here and make this, which to me is backwards, but you go half notes and it'll go twice as fast. And you can switch it to whatever. I guess whole notes would be 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, whatever the heck that is. But anyways, that's what you can change it. Say that's cool, and say there's only a section you want to do this. The easiest thing I find that to do is, instead of changing those settings there, parameters, is just print it. Just print a click. I'll show you real quick. One audio track, bust it out a track, bus 1 into bus 1, and just print it. Sure, go ahead and label it, whatever. I still do. Printing. 3 4 1 2 3 4. Cool, that's fine. The easiest thing I find is that if you need to double it up, basically just copy this thing and move it over. Just move it over, you know, an eighth note. That's the easiest way to change this thing. And even if you need to do it, you know, more, you know, go to 16th notes, drop it in there, and there, and whatever, fine. If you need to print it, whatever, that's the easiest thing I find, to just go ahead and do that instead of trying to program all the changes up here. The other thing too is you start the song here, whatever, you record to there, and then you want to start another one here. You can playlist, and that's a whole other thing. I'll show you some stuff on playlists, how to, why I do not use playlists. If you're familiar with the software, go ahead, use it. If you're not familiar with the software, I would say don't use it. And there's some stuff in Pro Tools that I will tell you not to use. Just stay away from, because if you're not familiar with it, you can get in some serious trouble. Like shuffle. If you don't understand really what it does or what it is, just don't use it. It's cool, and you know, it makes life easier when you're editing a lot of stuff, but if you don't know how to use it, just stay away from it. So click, here is a click. You can do this, you can print it, you can just run it live here. If you want it live, there's key meter changes and tempo changes and all kinds of changes. You can program all that stuff. Of course, that's more advanced, I guess. This is just a simple simple click. 1 2 3 4. Obviously, if you don't need that in a certain section, fine. You can just do the 1, you know, and to duplicate it, you can just there's a repeat function here somewhere. I don't know where it is. You can just hit Apple D and it duplicates it. What I do is, when you duplicate anything, whether it's that or a loop or anything, like, you're just going to duplicate, always keep your eye on the length here, the start and the length. There's, I don't know if it was a bug, I don't know if it's I don't know what it was, but every once in a while you duplicate stuff and it would end up being a little shorter or a little longer. than the actual piece, the region you've selected. It's always weird. It was weird. I don't know. So, and you can get in trouble because you can just duplicate it and it looks correct, but as you go further and further down the song, it begins to drift. And if you're ever going to edit something to the grid and then add other instruments or program something, you're gonna be in big trouble. It's going to be flamming all over the place, and on and on and on. Anyways, so I just duplicated that a bunch of times. There it is. And the way to do it really quick is just hit Apple D a bunch of times, Apple A, selects the whole thing, Apple D again, and there at that point your song is somewhere around, where's minutes and seconds? 11 minutes. Yeah, so 11-minute song. Cool. And that's just click, click, click. Cool. Same thing. So now if you want to double it up, do that. Right around there. Again, select the whole thing if you need to do 16th notes for some reason. Or, I don't know, this is kooky. Oh yeah, get funky with it. Whatever. There you go. There's a click track. So I'm sure this tutorial sucks, but that's a simple click track. I mean, I can start over. I mean, I can just get rid of all this and say, I'm going to show you a quick little Pro Tools tutorial of a click track. How do you do a click track in Pro Tools? It's very simple. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you who use Pro Tools are going to be like, what is this? Blah, 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 whatever. This is for those who do not know how to create a click track or are having trouble figuring it out. This is just simple. I'm actually just trying this because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do these tutorials. I want to do more tutorials, and I don't want to get all in-depth and crazy right now. So I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm obviously recording this with my phone, with this computer and that computer, and this is way too big. I should be able to do this a lot easier. But anyways, click track. Here's a session I already created. Click track. My settings are 24-bit, 48K, wave, and usually we're running 23976 is our time code rate and all that good stuff. So cool. So the fastest way to create a click track is under the track drop down menu. There's one that says create click track. Click on that, and the click track comes up. It usually defaults to this sound that is a like an MPC type. Bloop bloop. I'm not a fan of that one. I rather use the cowbell one. For some reason, I hear it better. I don't know. I guess I've just been using it for so many years that one is the one that sounds best to me. The other one, I can't actually tell sometimes if it actually is hitting right on downbeat or not with drums and stuff like that. So this one for me is way better. And I usually just have no accent. I just set it to -10. I've had many headphone systems in different studios, and -10 for some reason always works for me. It's always loud enough, and I can always control it. And when it's like you're playing drums or something, and it won't bleed because you can write it or whatever. This particular click sound cowbell one does bleed pretty bad through the headphones. So if you're recording and stuff, it's simple. I mean, this is what you're hearing, and if you're singing, I mean, just write it down, to where you can hear it just barely, and then just bring it back up. You can touch the fader. Just even click it if you don't have a fader, and just bring it down. Write it live. I mean, nobody's gonna hurt. You can do that. So there's your click. There's the cowbell sound. It sounds glorious. And that's why you create a click track. You can change your tempo here. I had it set to 120, but I had it set to 80, but it should be default to 120 always. Now, the other thing I like to do is to actually print the click track. Print the track, and printing the click track gives you this option. Instead of having to go through this resolution thing here, you can just print it, and it eats up some tracks, but it's fine. You print it when it's playing. 1 2 3 4 1. All right, that's enough. 1 bar. All we need is 1 bar. There's bar. Blah, and you can duplicate it. I usually do Apple D a bunch of times, then Apple A, Apple D a bunch of times, Apple A, Apple A, Apple D, Apple A, Apple D, and at that point your song is 20 minutes long. So there you go, super fast. if you need to double it up, just duplicate this track, just the audio track, select it and say active playlist, sure. Highlight the entire click track and just move it over by a 16th, not in seconds there, by 1/8 note, sorry. And it helps. You can switch back and forth, you can program it. It's easier to program it like, okay, here at this bar I want to go right back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 bars and then right back into it. So you do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's easier to program it just with audio regions. I mean, as you work with it, instead of having to go up here and programming all this stuff to change tempos and all that stuff, blah, just cut the regions. It's faster, it's there, and then you can still adjust it if it's like, oh, we missed it by a bar. Okay, cool. There and there. So now it ends here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Cool, so you can adjust it. That's a click track. I mean, this is the first quick little tutorial video I'm making for my YouTube channel. I am going to try to make more, and obviously I'm going to work into more stuff. This is just the way I use it. So if it helps you, great. If I've made it more confusing for you, I am sorry. But this is the way I use it. Hopefully it helps you in some way. If it doesn't, again, I apologize, just forget you ever saw this. But if it does help you somehow, then there you go. And I'll try to do more. If you have any questions, ask away. If you have stupid comments, rude remarks, try to keep those down to a minimum. And that's it. All right. Hopefully I can do some more of these very soon, and I will continue to post them. Bye.